Hello, Musto0063 back for Not Another Needle Game Part 19. And last time I got to approximately the halfway point and revealed the twist behind the game, in the sense that for the first half we were supposedly upside down and not the right way up. So now things will become crystal clear. We've flipped the right way up. We now have to get out of the tower, or whatever, or the elevator, or wherever we're being held. And as you just kind of saw there, the gimmick to, if you can call it a gimmick per se, on for stage 1 at least, or indeed perhaps a lot of the second half, is that we can now press down on these platforms and drop down. And as you can see here, obviously for this first screen, I'm actually too low if I get all the way to the ground, so I just need to do this all in one go, which requires getting by that spike and everything. And as that thing suggests, there are new traps and all sorts of things. So yeah, we've kind of only just reached the halfway point. We've got a whole nother set of screens to go, and we're pretty much going back through the stages as we kind of had them when I went through the first time round. So you'll see all the same kind of gimmicks and stage designs for the so-dubbed hard mode. So this is stage 1 hard mode, or stage 11, whichever way you'd rather think of it. So you should recognise that it looks very much like the tile set and indeed the style or whatever of stage 1. Being that the screen is all small, it's fairly grey, and that we haven't got kind of a real kind of gimmick, or other than obviously the downward moving to the downward platforms. But as that seems to be applied to almost all the stages, then there's nothing like conveyor belts or gravity switching or anything like that. So yeah, it is stage 1 as you kind of remember it. We're just kind of doing things in a slightly different. What the hell was that? Slightly different way. So we're just kind of either, in a lot of cases, going back through a stage that we cleared before, but now just what the hell? The other way up, or that won't be the case for all of them. So there will be some screens that you won't recognise from before, but a lot of them you will do. Whoops. Oh dear. For this one, for instance, and indeed the can I get through? No, I can't. Nice troll there. And I don't mind that on a screen this small, but as you can see here, the top of the thing, it was a caption saying obviously how many deaths I've got, and indeed it's smart in that it actually increases given how many deaths you had. There was one, whoops, very much like that on stage 1, and I think when I first got to it, I had like 1 death on it or something. So on this time, I've got over 4,300. Obviously, I've got through half of the game in getting there, but yeah. This one, I do remember not even a mini spike one, a mini skewl spike one from stage 1, and I believe this one is made about 100 times more difficult just from the top bit, in that we've got 3 minuscule spikes to jump over and barely any room to do it. If this actually was upside down, or the flip the other way up the first time, then that one would have been on the ceiling and I wouldn't have had to jump over it. So as you can see, the only area with a tight jumping area and lots of spikes is indeed, well, there isn't one the other way up. So this bit here, you can see there's lots of them, but there's massive amounts of jump, and the only other area where they're all bunched together is the ones I just died on there, which is not really what I wanted to do, but as you can see, they're below a pit and you can kind of get round them. So there's nothing is all that kind of tight knit and really awkward to dodge. But these 3 spikes at the top, there's a low ceiling and it's bloody difficult to get over them. I'm assuming, given the low ceiling, that you'd have to double jump over them, because I don't see how, unless you were able to absolutely feather the jump button or jump cancel or something, I don't see how you would actually be able to do that with an ordinary single jump. So yeah, I assume double jumping is the way to go there, and obviously as you saw there, it took me quite a few goes to do, and yeah, you've got to get it damn perfect in order to not run into one of the mini spikes, or not be able to get a double jump to clear them. So yeah, yes. So And as you can kind of see, there are some screens which pose barely any problems, and some which pose a lot of problems. And there's no real difficulty curve I find in the kind of the stages, or some of the flaws in the stages. As I go through them, there's no telling really what is going to trip me up. Sometimes it will be, I mean, whether it's just a kind of a certain, I'm going to pause here, sorry, hold that thought very briefly by looking up the top saying, where the text says you can't reach the secret again. So yeah, there's nothing over here, and the other one's blocked off by a spike. So yeah, you don't have to go looking for, secrets or other areas. I don't believe anyway. When you go through the stages the second time. So yeah, just make your way to the teleporter. Don't bother looking for anything kind of hidden away. But yeah, as I was kind of saying, there's not really. Yeah, some floors are just easy, some are difficult, and there's no telling that they're all going to be the more difficult ones are going to be at the end of the stage or what. So some of them will just pop up, whether it's an annoying jump that I don't like, or something like a mini spike one, or something. There's just, which is good, I suppose, in a way. It's not. It doesn't always feel like you're always going to be building to something obnoxious at the very end, and yeah, it's somewhat nice to kind of to know that just because you've you're getting far into the stage, that you're not going to be meeting up with really what could be really annoying difficulty at the end of it. Although this one is fast becoming my least favourite. It's a very tight switch to get to without hitting either of those spikes, and as the text up there says, you only have one chance to get it because it's too high for you to reach when you get to the floor. So, but oh, come on, yeah, this is definitely the hardest so far. I can't get a handle on this at all. Half the time I can't even touch the switch. I'm just dying on the first spike. Half the time I'm not even jumping at all and landing on the bottom spike. And the other time, where I'm actually reaching the switch, I'm hitting the spike below it. That was the best attempt so far, by a mile, and it was still awful. Probably the fact best and worst simultaneously, because having got out of the tight corner, I can't believe I flipping died to the up and down spike, or the ones going up and down further closer to the floor. Oh, come on! It's not like I remember a lot of the screens kind of in advance. I tend to actually on the way, or quite a few of them on the way up, but not on the kind of the second half of the the stage. And although typically when I do find one that I remember not liking, so there were a couple in the certainly in the star stage 7 with the yellow, black and grey stars. There was a couple in the trials of stage 10 that I knew said up front that I absolutely hated. But this is ridiculous. What is going on here? When I saw this, I mean, the screen's fairly small. It's all on this jump, seriously. This is the only thing that's actually... I seriously better not die if I reach the floor. And I'm saying if at the moment, because this is absolutely ludicrous. I can't believe you have to... that pixel aligning or rubbing up against a wall or something is actually a help or anything here, but... this is ludicrous at the moment. I mean, when I saw this, I do remember it from the previous time, but I can't remember it being this obnoxious. This is ridiculous. I mean, from a time point of view, I don't know how. Well, this has certainly taken the longest so far, and it's probably nowhere near up to some of the others. Finally, I better not flipping screw that up. That was. I had no words for just absolutely how horrific that was, and frankly, there didn't seem to be anything in that one that screamed obnoxious. So I can only assume I was just having a personal nightmare on that one. But yeah, when I look at that screen, I don't immediately think, oh, I'm going to get stuck for ages on here. But oh, bloody hell, floor that 180 one. And you may have noticed that we are counting down the floors now again. So 195 was the top floor when we were going up. I don't know why I am not getting a jump when I think I should be here. Thank you. Yeah, so we are counting. Counting down from floor 195. But yeah, bloody hell, I can't believe that 181. And look, something like that, for instance, which actually gave me quite a few problems the way up, just was nothing. I didn't die on it, did I? But yeah, like I said before, and what I'm finding it on this one as well, I do find that for whatever reason, I just don't quite get the jump that I think I should do on this game. And that it just, yeah, a lot of the time I think I clearly believe I've pressed the jump button, but for some reason it just hasn't registered or whatever. Yeah, I'm not surprised by the F ranking, and I'd imagine at least 60% of the deaths were on that one bloody screen. That was atrocious. But yeah, we will leave it there. I need to calm down after that screen. That was appalling. Other than that, it wasn't too bad a stage, and you can kind of see a little bit of the difficulty with the hard mode in that was obviously a lot, turned out to be quite a bit longer and harder than stage 1. But some screens were fine. Some bits that were upside down. That minuscule spike one was an exception, but other ones were fine. So yeah, it's all a bit hit and miss, but that's kind of adds to the fun, and it doesn't kind of build up linearly from thinking, okay, all the difficult stages are going to come right at the end. So I have no problem with that. But yeah, I do have a problem with floor 180 the second time around. But yeah, I will leave it there, and I will be taking on stage 2 hard mode or stage 12 next time. Cheerio.